Or you can also add a summary. It depends on what you want to send to the customer. So now we're going to test the word flow. It's complete. Yes, and the message has been sent here successfully. Yes, we have it. Send it back. This customer category is registered. Welcome back to Vchannel. Today we will continue the series, Building Automation with N8N. Today we're going to take a look at the next node. That is aggregate. In the previous lesson, we've learned to separate the data into lists. Today we will learn to combine into a list. It's called compiling lists through aggregate node. This node is also very important. In the previous lesson, we saw that it would be able to run 10 times. So now let's put it together and run it once. It's for illustration. I'm going to create a workflow first. I'll put the data into Illustrate. I'll have a JSON here. Then we'll have output like this. Information about the product, as well as the parameters of that product and the selling price, and so on total. Added 5 products. I'll use split out node to separate it. The field you will choose product. I'm going to separate now from 1 items. It's going to split up into 5 items, 5 products here. We see it over here as 5 products. If the next note comes in, it will run 5 times. Since there were 5 prostitutes, in certain situations, we need to regroup into 1 item. We're going to aggregate the 5 data. This becomes 1 again, to run just once. For this purpose, we will use the node. Here we choose. We're execute for getting data input here. This aggregate node. We need to pick the attributes that we put together. We're allowed to select the attributes we want to put it together. For example, let's combine name properties. Let's get you in here. Now we're going to take the test. You see, now it will take. It is the property of all the products below. For the rest, it's missing 5 products that we have. Asus ZenBook, Samsung Galaxy, Adidas 22. In reality, we're going to really need this to filter information. There's a lot of information in the mess. Input we need to peel a field, deal with something. So this node is obviously going to help us a lot. Then, by default, it will take the name of the file we dragged in. Now we have a rename function. Here's what we want in return. Let's type in here. This is the product name. We immediately notice that this is the product name. And the like. We can also filter out other field by adding them here. For example, I want to pull the price here. To see these products, what prices will we have? Test 2. Immediately, we see it running out all the prices above, and these 5 items still add up to 1 item. So here we are choosing every fill we pull in. And here it's going to have every mode, is all item. Here it becomes a whore, and it'll have it all in here. Here's more like this. It's like we're moving backwards into the input data. First, we understand the principle of what. This aggregate node is also simple. It's the opposite of spit out. We learned in the previous lesson. Instead of separating, it's now combined. Now, we're going to apply in a word flow actually, that is. Send a Telegram message. The previous lesson, we learned how to create a bot. Send news to Telegram. Then here we're going to develop it further. This workflow, you see, when we send it to the customer, we just send the general information by our choice, not send according to the information correct to the topic they are interested in. So now we're going to do what it is. Send information according to the list of interested customers right on their topic. Now, we're going to create a Google Sheet file. Then we will name it customer. It includes user, it includes chat ID, it includes category. The category they're interested in. Let's make a big list of customers. Here I'm going to create 5 bots to illustrate what this example. As in the previous post, we will click on new board. Then we'll enter the name. Next, enter username. The username has the tail bot. Okay, now we want to see the ID. In this API token, it will always have the post ID at the top. Copy here, delete rest part. It's the same but the other bot. Okay, now I have chat ID of 5 bot. It cares, then here we will. For customer node. And we will connect to the node from the Google file. This sheet. That is Google Sheet. Delete data in sheet. Create sheet, delete sheet. Get data, etc. Then for example, in this case, I want to read the data. Then we will choose get row. Then we will click on create credential. If you use the cloud version, it's very simple. You just need to click on sign in. Select account. Done. Can connect now. Now we click and see the file. In your Google account, there are Google Sheet files, and we will get the data out. Those are the fields we created earlier, but most of developer will not use this cloud because it is too expensive. They use the free self-host via VPS or localhost, but is guided ahead. Then login will not be as simple as this. You go through a lot of setup steps, but don't worry. I will also guide you in detail. Okay, I have a localhost version below. This is the interface of the localhost. It doesn't have sign-in, as simple as we use on cloud. Then, now we set it up. First, go to Google Cloud Console. Here it is Google Cloud Console. You click on Console, and now we will click Select a project. Like the project I created here, let's create a new one. New project, then we name it. For example, I set it as Telegram Vchannel. Then we press Create. We will have a new project. In case the project do not use it, you want to delete, then you can go here, click on Menu. Admin, setting, you press Shutdown project you need to delete. I have created a Telegram Vchannel project and is in. This is Richard. Next we need Enable API. Google Sheet Up, similar. You use other Google services like Google Drive, etc. will be similar to this. Here we have Google Sheet. We enable this service. Then, we enable successfully. Next we will go into. We click Get Started. Then we name the app. Such as that. Support email we choose. To our email. Next then, in the audience section you choose external. Then click Next. We also type in our email. Next then I click Agree here, Continue, Create. Then go to audience section. Brothers, pull down below. The user test part is very important, please click on it. Add user, then type in our email address. We have to enter this item to grant permission. Save. Then continue. We go data access. You click on add or remove scope. Then we select all here. Update. The next step we will follow. Back to Google Sheets API. Choice user data. You guys choose all the same as before. Update, then save and continue. Next, application type, you choose web application. Brothers, you can call anything you want. Next step follow below. Hey, we need to enter authorized redirect URL. You need to return to the N8 and interface. Here it is, guys. Automatic direct URL, we copy this. Back to Google Cloud Console, we add URL. Paste in. Then we press Create. Now we are given this client ID. We will copy the slide on this ID. Back to N8 and paste on client ID here. Then we go back to Google Cloud, we press Done. Then we go to the next step is credential. We have authentication client ID. Have client secret here. Then we press Save, now we sign in. Then to get to this step is very happy. Now we will press Continue. Give access, continue. So success. We have connected to Google Sheet. And you see here, we can access it here. Here it cannot be taken from a list. Then we will take the URL from Google Sheet file, copy. I will paste it. Here it is. Let's add filter. Let's move on to the next step. For example, I have a lot of news items. In the previous post, we created RSS. So now we're going to change the name. Here's the technology. For customers who like technology, then I'll get the RSS. For example, this is business. Copy this link address, duplicate this one. Let's change the name to RS as business. Then we'll paste a new link here for business. Then similar. The limit node in the previous post from 60. It's going to flow through here, and there's 3 left. There's one problem we need to solve today, and that's, instead of it going through this, is going to 3 news. 3 messages like this. It runs 3 times. Then now, we'll put it together with the node we just learned. That's aggregate. I chose all item here to test. I'm going to put it together and name this technology. We understand the meaning. The data stream now runs through here. It will be merged back into one, and it categorizes. This is the technology category. There is a similar field here. The data that we're going through here has been renamed to help us classify. In the next step now, we're going to take the next step. That's remixing data from these 5 categories. So, we're going to use the merge node that we learned in the previous section. When we mix, we use combine. Then we will choose position. And we'll choose 5. Because we have 5 input, then we'll connect and 5 heads come in here. Then, we can also connect this trigger. So, you can see we're running this input. Here is the test. Now we have all the items in full. Car business technology. Sports news divided by categories. All 5 category names here. 5 input here. Change the name here. And the important point now that we've got, this field is here. Then we'll go to it later to match the chat ID. Fit the category that customers are interested in. Depending on the customer chooses here. It's going to fit right into the catalog that we have here. Give it. Next, we need to mix these 2 heads of data, news by category, and the customer in. Let's continue to use the merge node. And here we're going to choose which one, append or combine. That's combine. So, we need to mix the 2 heads of data. We have to understand its mechanisms from the basic steps in the previous post. Then you will have a lot of advantages here. And combine based on what we're going to choose all position combination. Which field fit between customer information and data. Input of the news. Then it will automatically match it. Then I'll hook in. And then we'll give it a test run. Here is the customer information. News poured into it will output item here. This includes the customer name, chat ID. And it's got a catalog here, and it's merge. The takeout from the news section below we're going to. We rename here, customer. Last one is news. It's got this chat ID, but it has all the news items that are taken out. It's going to be based on the list here. Category, so that it uncovers exactly what the customer is interested in. Customer's need. So what? The next step is to use a node. That's node set. In this step we will get the right category of field. Then here. Then we will choose customer category. That list of registered customers registered, and we're going to use the array. And here, then we'll use expression to type JSON. Like previous lessons, then the structure of JSON will be, let's start with 2 brackets like this. And we're going to enter the money JSON, like the previous lesson we learned. So here we go JSON dot. It's going to be a lot of categories. Now, how do we get to the right category? That customer's need. This JSON, if we choose to enter the category here, then it just chooses the fixed default. It is not dynamic according to chat ID, according to customer requirements. So beside dot it will have every syntax. Let's open array. By this brackets. And here we're going to test this economic item. Now it's just taking out the same array, but it's in this economic category. It hasn't dynamic yet. Each customer chooses what? Different categories. So now we're continue JSON again. This is the dynamic here. That list is now correct. All the values of the category including political, sports, economy, cars, and so on it's going to run in the segment. It will select the correct chat ID. Then test it. It filters through these categories customer category. Then it's filtered the categories. But there's only dynamic catalogs here. We don't have an ID check. It can't be paired with the ID check. We don't have chast ID check in here. So, we need to turn on this one. Include other field. Then we'll choose here selected. And immediately select the field that's chat ID. I pulled in and tested again. Millet, we immediately have a chat ID on here. Below is category. Now there are a lot of articles here. For an article, we need to send a message. Now, we need to make a node. Next is split out node. Separate a customer will send 3 times. We'll use the sleep out node we learned in the previous lesson. Separated, the data we have includes the chat ID, the right object. The second is the customer category, is the category this customer has selected. And there's going to be 3 articles here. The customer was interested. Now we need to separate each of the cards here. Become item. If we have 3 news, we split them into 3 items. We'll pull the fill to separate. That's the fill customer category. List of registered customers. The next in queues included we will choose. Select other fill of other items, and we'll pull the chat ID in here. At this point, it will come to category and chat ID to go parallel to each other. It sends 3 times 3 news. We will have that test tip right away. 3 articles are separated. A post here with this chat ID. Second post with this chat ID. Third post with this chat ID. That's exactly what we meant. The last step after you get the article. Then now we will come. Telegram node to send to the Telegram bot. Send message. The bot we've set up in the previous clip. Then we'll send it to who we'll send it to. That chat ID, we're going to drag the chat ID field here. And what content do we need to send? We need to send a title. We need to send a link. Let customers see this title. Customers click to see, for example. Or you can also add a summary and so on. It depends on what you want to send to the customer. We can space and let it go. So now we're going to test this workflow. It's complete. Yes, and the message has been sent here successfully. Here we have, send it back properly. Category this customer has registered, and the title goes to the link. Title to link. As I said in the previous post below, we'll have an advertisement. This message is sent automatically by the N8 and we want to delete. Then we will set up here. Add field, append attribution, we turn it off. Then you're done running again. Oh. We already have. The message is sent back, and it doesn't have the N8 and advertisement anymore. For Telegram, it supports one more. That is marked down. That means those bold formats in italics. For example, now you want to bold the title. The title goes. I'm going to type star on the title, Jason. And now I'm going to test again. Send message successfully, and we see that it's already bolded. So, we've completed how to create it. Create a workflow that sends news to customers according to the customer category as requirements. The workflow is similar to this. It's highly applicable. You can customize it according to the purpose. Your request. Thank you guys for following the clip. I wish you success. Remember to subscribe to your YouTube channel to watch the news, technology knowledge, as well as the next technology product reviews. Goodbye and see you later.